Today is the 30th day of June 2020 in Abaco, Bahamas. And boy, after you enter a storm and the government has destroyed, this F&M government has destroyed the economy of the Bahamas for years to come on their lack of knowledge about COVID-19. All they had to do was practice safe distances. There's nothing that they have done to have helped this country but to destroy it in their continuing lack of knowledge and brains. And they're forcing you to get sick with these masks, breathing in carbon dioxide when you're supposed to exhale that and breathe in air. And the government want to send you to jail and charge you an excessive amount if you're allowed to breathe freely. That is the country we live in, called the Bahamas. And boy, I'll tell you what we are as a country. Every leader, every good leader, great leader, average leader, when there's a crisis, they think countryman first. Not this prime minister, not this gynecologist turned prime minister, doctor, the most honorable prime minister, Hubert Minnis. He's so far from leadership. It's unbelievable. Every country, when there's a crisis, they deal with the citizens and getting them back to some normalcy. I remember I was locked in Nassau and the boat came in, I think it's the mail boat, and they had some medical supplies, COVID-19 medical supplies that was already paid for by people in this country. The Americans recognized that they were short of these material, and they recognized that some was on the boat heading to the Bahamas, which we already paid for, already earmarked for the Bahamas. The boat was in Bahamian waters. The Americans ordered them not to take those medical supplies off that ship, or else bring every bit of that cargo back to America. America must have the need of that first. The hell with the Bahamas. We die, so be it. They were bought in America by Bahamians in the Bahamas, and they had to take them back to America. I draw that illustration to Hurricane Dorian. This is America demanding that America be taken care of firstly. The first thing this government did after Hurricane Dorian, the first thing they did was to deal with the Haitian land, the Haitian community. Their first, second, and third priority was not to clean up Marsh Harbor, not to clean up Dundas, Murphy, Central Pines, Hopetown, Guadalquivir, Treasure Key, Maniwaki. The government's first priority and only priority was to demolish what was left of the mud. Not only that they cleared the mud, the peas, sandbank, and the farm, they also fenced it in. They did this before 4-5 months in before they start to move the debris off the streets of Mashaba. A matter of fact, they didn't move the debris from across from Kentucky Fried Chicken in the center of Mashaba until it was time 9 months later to bury our dead. Then they decide to do some cleanup. 10 months later, the mud has been cleaned, and they're still in the communities of Mashaba, Dundas, Central Pine, Murphytown, trying to move the debris after they have cleaned up the mud some 6 months ago. Not only that, the government of the Bahamas is still housing and feeding Haitian migrants in Nassau. They have never done that to any Bahamians on record. This is 10 months later. Monies are still being spent, 3 meals a day, while the residents of Abaco cannot find a place to rest their head. Is that government that cares for its citizens? Is that government that you can trust? The Haitians are still building. They haven't stopped building. They have over 1,000 more Haitians have moved into Abaco. It's a simple equation to the building, you know. All the government has to do, the people that are building, they have work permits. All the government of the Bahamas has to do what they do with Bahamians. Why is the law only for Bahamians? Find out who's building the structure, if they have work permit. In order to get a work permit, it states that you have to abide by the law of this country. So obviously if they're building in the farm, they're not abiding by the law. You lock them up, you strip them of their work permit, and you send them out the country. Then the word's got to get out. But there's no deterrent to breaking the law. They're going to continue. 35 years they've been building. Not a one of them, to my knowledge, has been locked up, charged, put before the court for breaking our building codes, for squatting on Bahamian land. They have had more free access of Bahamian land, more than most Bahamian, without any repercussions. That can't be right. When are we going to have the law of this country that is made for Bahamians that foreigners are breaking without any repercussions? Every week, every day, every month. All they're doing is holding out a hand to the officials to turn a blind eye. That is the problem. As Bahamians continue to turn a blind eye, and immigration, police, and defense force is holding their hands out for payback. The country is being overrun. Then I see my member of parliament, Darren Henfield, on the boat, gladly bringing my Bahamians back home on a boat, sitting in plastic chair for 11 hours from Nassau to Abaco. When Darren Henfield and this weightless FNM government put the Haitians that came here on a little ringly-dingly boat, they send them back home as heroes on jet plane, air conditioned, drinks, flight attendant, short flight to Haiti on our jets that the taxpayer is paying. And when they get in Haiti, each lawbreaker get a reward from this whitelist FNM government of $200. Thank you for breaking the law of this country. Here is $200. Y'all hurry up, come back now, you hear? And there in Henfield, on Porter's-Key Dock, with somebody following him like he's a Kai Mills, with camera, trying to shake people's hand and take people's pictures when people don't want to be on the boat. They prefer to be on the jet they're in. Treat the people that got you rolling like first class. Treat them like first class. After they went through a devastating hurricane, you send them back on a stinking freight boat, sitting in plastic chair, when the Haitians is on Bahamas Air jet. Those people that you send back on the boat in plastic chair, they paying the tax for the Haitians to fly free and get paid when they get to Haiti. And you so gladly, them weightless, no good, useless FNM sending me photos of you shaking hands and people turning their back on you. Just like Menace. Menace is the only prime minister in the history of this country that no Bahamians want to have a photo up of. How many people? Only Yonta Lebo taking 1,000 pictures a minute, like she crazy. Nobody else in this country want to take a picture with the most honorable prime minister because they considered him useless, weightless, without a heart, without a soul, and not a concern for Abaco and Abaco resident. It's one of these Kai Care videos showing you that this FNM government will go down in the history as the worst. Somebody, like Dr. Menace used to say, ring the bell. Ring it, Jabad. Then you'll see what I've already seen. That the people of this country can't wait to get rid of this nightmare called Hubert Menace, Darren Henfield, James Albury, and this useless, weightless, heartless, soulless FNM government. Ring the bell. Ring it soon. And ring it loud. Kai is ready. Are y'all ready? Don't be shy. Vote for Kai. Kai cares. I told y'all I will always be here. While Darren at the boat, setting you off like cargo, Kai is in it and on the ground with you. Kai cares. Vote for Kai and don't be shy.